Hi, I'm Tammy, and I am the Keto Cricket. Good morning, everybody. I am not a morning talker. I have to be really quiet in my house in the morning because everybody's sleeping. It's about 5:35 or so in the morning. So, you know, and Winnie and I are going on a walk because this is the only time of day that it's cool enough for us to go on a walk. To start off my day, I like to start with veggies, as we've talked about before. So I like to start with a delicious chocolate spinach shake. So I put in about 85 to 100 grams of fresh spinach, 14 grams or 2 tablespoons of cacao nibs, 14 grams of cacao butter, a splash of cacao extract, and a tablespoon of Now brand MCT oil. Then I'm going to blend it up. I like to blend it really, really well to make sure that there's no fibers left in there. And I almost forgot, I also add 1/8 of a teaspoon of the monk fruit extract. So I only fill that 1/4 teaspoon up about halfway. And I fill up the mason jar pretty much about 2/3 with coffee. Like I said, I break my fast with that chocolate shake and it is so yummy. So I eat that or drink that, I guess, while I'm usually making my eggs, which is the second course, I guess, of my breakfast. I just fry up 3 eggs in a tablespoon of butter. The final course to my breakfast is my coffee. So I actually will pour the coffee into a cup and then pour it back into the mason jar I used earlier for the shake. You can see I drank it all gone. And that's just to get the remnants of the cacao butter and any other cacao nibs that I might have missed with my straw. Mix it with a milk frother.
Look at that fish. So cute.
Almost ready for work. So last thing I'm going to do is take on my vitamins. I usually take my iron in the morning with the vitamin C before I have my coffee, but I just forgot today. I'm going to show you all of the vitamins I take, which is crazy. So vitamin D3. This is 5,000 I use. This is the Super B complex. I take one of those. I just started trying this DHEA. I don't know if it's doing anything yet. These are 324 milligrams of iron, which is a lot. Most people probably don't need that much. So there's first gulp. Oh, I didn't show this one. This is the One Source Hair, Skin, and Nails. We've got some lysine. This is another thing I actually just recently started taking, and I noticed that it did help with some of the hand weakness. And I take vitamin C. I honestly don't know that I need this, to be honest with you. I just keep taking it. And I take a lot. I take 2. I think mainly because vitamin C is one of those things that if you don't need it, you just pee it out. So I'm like, I haven't gotten sick forever, so I'm going to keep at it. So at about 10 o'clock, I usually make my keto aid. I basically add potassium citrate powder. I add 2.7 grams, which is a lot, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And I add a little bit of sweetener, a little bit of vanilla, or a little bit of lemon extract. Mix that up with some actual lemon juice and water. In the video, I didn't talk much, but I kind of pointed out the milligrams. So you may have noticed that 275 milligrams is equal to 99 milligrams of potassium. So I have my little milligram scale, and you notice it was 2.7 something grams. So that's 10 times that. So that means I just got about 990 milligrams of potassium. This is Bengal spice tea. It is super good. It's almost like a sweet and spicy. I don't actually have to add any sweetener or anything to this. It's really good like the next day too. Normally about now, it is 11:30. I would be probably getting ready to go to the swimming pool, as that's what I've been doing since June, about mid-June, to do a water aerobics class in the water. However, it is only 81 degrees outside, which would be fine, except it is also, I don't know if you can see that out there. I don't know. It's super windy, and that is a little too cold. So today I am gonna do one of the workouts that I do off a fitness blender. I'll do my arm workout. The great thing about doing the workout at home was that means I actually had more time for my lunch break. So I was able to have that delicious zucchini fries. I had some extra time, and you can see here that I watch a YouTube video while I'm cooking and cutting up my zucchini. I will post the link to the zucchini recipe. It is not mine, it is Wholesome Yum's zucchini recipe. So I just kind of half it, basically a little bit less than half it. So I will show you kind of how I make it, but the recipe will be in the description, as well as that fitness blender video of workout. That I'll also add here that you'll notice that I cut my zucchini pretty thin, probably a little thinner than what the recipe will call for, just because I find that that makes the fries a little bit crispier. So and I just dump them all in. I think it has you dredge it. That's what the recipe calls for, but I'm all about, doing things as quickly as possible. So I pour them all into the egg mixture all at once, which the egg mixture is literally just egg. I don't know why I said mixture. And then I pour them all into the seasoning and mix it all up. While the zucchini goes into the oven to bake, then the next step for me is to prepare for my hamburger, which I'm going to do a cheeseburger. So I'm going to prep all of the veggies I want to use, slice up the cheese, and also measure out the marinara. So you can see that I am using a store-bought marinara in here today. This is Mazzetti's homemade marinara. I've shown this before in videos. I buy it at Walmart. It's only $4 a jar, and it has no added sugar in it. It's actually really great on carbs. So, and I do 50 grams. I don't know if you'll catch it, but Winnie gets a little slice of pickle in this. Yes, our dog actually likes pickles because my husband trained her to like pickles. Cracks. Along with my full glass of water, I'm going to have this Dasani sparkling water. There's nothing to it, it's just water and raspberry flavoring probably. And then this is what the zucchini looks like about halfway. So you need to flip it in order to get that crispy texture on both sides. And that's going to be important whether you're using zucchini or squash. So I'm just going to flip it all over onto the opposite side and then put it back into the oven. Yum. Well, what do you guys think? Does it look like the paleo plate? So I think I've got 60% vegetables here. I actually have this with keto before. So, but like I said, I'm not tracking. And I drank a full glass of water. This is about, I think this is like 42 ounces before my lunch to kind of help fill me up. And I'm looking forward to this, but this is what I mean by just, you know, that's just pretty. Who doesn't want to eat that? I like to eat pretty things. So a little update, I finished all of my food. Oh god, this was the marinara sauce, as you probably saw. And I'm hungry. I'm still hungry, but like I said, we're gonna give it a full 30 minutes. I'm actually gonna set a timer on my phone. At the moment, I'm really craving like fatty protein still, so it's possible I just didn't get enough meat yet today. I don't know. So, but we're gonna see how I feel in about 30 minutes. After about 35 minutes, I was still hungry, so I went ahead and made me another fatty coffee. I used half of a tablespoon of MCT oil this time and the 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream with a little bit of sweetener and the hazelnut extract once again. And I do feel quite a bit fuller. My tummy isn't like still growling at me or anything like that. I just still feel depleted though, like my muscles feel depleted. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really strange kind of feeling. I don't really know what I want to do is go ahead and like have maybe a smoothie and some berries, because like I said, I'm wondering if I need those additional carbs, but at the same time I had that fat coffee, so I know in my brain about what the calories are. So even though I'm not tracking physically, I feel like I'm tracking in my brain kind of. And you saw I still measured everything out, just because I don't want to go crazy and you know, eat out of control. I don't know. I might make a smoothie just to get myself some, you know, have some yogurt and some berries to see if that helps. You know, berries by themselves are pretty low in calories. Maybe I'll just have some berries, actually. That might bring my carbs up enough where, I don't know, it may just be that, you know, that's the way you feel after you work out hard. Do you guys feel like that? Do you feel like drained almost after you work out? I did do an arm workout today, and I did actually up my weight to 10 pounds per arm, which I was doing 5 pounds before. But I do the 10 pounds when I do my leg workout, and you hold them in your hands even though you're doing like deadlifts and you're doing squats. So even though you're working your legs, your arms are holding those 10 pounds each. So it wasn't like, you know, I just jumped a whole bunch at once. So, but my arms actually feel, they feel empty. That's kind of the weird, it's super weird. I don't have a lot of experience in strength training. I did a semester in high school at the gym, but other than that, that's really all I have. So I don't know if that's normal, if that's how people feel. I don't want to be a bodybuilder, just to clarify that. I do the strength training because I'm trying to reshape some things. After losing 80 pounds, things are loose. So I've been trying to rebuild them up. And I also know that it's good to have, you know, if you have more muscle, you burn more fat. And my body composition, even though I haven't really lost numbers on the scale, like the scale's not dropping like it was before I started working out, my body has changed. I've been taking pictures, and I doubt that I'll show those. I don't know. We'll see. If I do, it'll probably be like a year from now, or 6 months from now. So I've been taking pictures every month since May 1st, and the difference is huge. Like, it's huge. It's a huge difference in my body composition and the way I look. I am definitely, even though I weigh, between now and May 1st, I think I only weigh like a pound less or something. I don't know. It's very minuscule, whatever it is. But I look very much different. So anyway, thought I'd jump on here real quick and share my struggle. As you can see here, I did go ahead and decide to make a smoothie. I basically just used the last of the spinach that was in the bag, so I think it's ended up being like 160 grams or something. I just kind of crammed it all in there. And then I did a full serving of blackberries, which is 140 grams. And then I added some 2% yogurt because that's the fattest yogurt I can find actually in Hermiston Walmart. And so, but I had to actually blend it a little bit so that it would fit in the jar. You can tell I've never actually made a smoothie that big before. And then I also tried to drink it without adding any sweetener or anything because I thought, you know, the blackberries should be pretty sweet. But with that much spinach, it was in need of sweetener. So I did add some. Oh, and I also used some macadamia milk because that's just what I had. I had some coconut milk as well. I have actually made smoothies even with just water. It doesn't have to be necessarily a nut milk because, or flax milk or anything really, because that really doesn't add much flavor to it. I didn't want to add any more fat though, so I just did the macadamia nut milk because I've had it for a while and I thought, well, I might as well use it up. But anyway, and it was pretty tasty once I added the sweetener. It was not tasty before the sweetener, and to be honest, it was still pretty spinachy tasting. Even afterward, I think my spinach was about to go bad, which was kind of another reason why I decided to just use whatever was left in the bag because it wasn't quite so fresh anymore. But I drank it all, and we'll talk about what happened with that in my little review next. Alrighty guys, so it's 2 hours after I drank that smoothie. You can tell it turns green. It's empty. I drank it all gone. Reaction. I don't feel better. Well, I feel a little better, I guess, but not a lot. I still am tired. I don't know that eating the carbs is going to help me like instantly though, which is why I'm doing this for 30 days. I want to see if maybe I just need to rebuild up those glycogen stores. I don't know. I also called my doctor today to schedule some blood work. I haven't had blood work since January, and I am over 40, so there are some changes possibly going on more than likely. So I would kind of like to get some blood work done, a full panel, cholesterol, potassium, sodium, vitamin D, vitamin B, testosterone, thyroid, you know, a whole workup, and kind of see if there's anything there that stands out. They haven't called me back yet today, but hopefully I'll get that going as well. In the meantime, right after I had the smoothie, I definitely felt kind of that carb high that you get, that like, ooh, kind of almost like vibration, which it shouldn't have even been that bad. The spinach, the reason I put as much spinach in there as I did is because I just wanted to finish the bag off, so I kind of crammed it. I put a full serving of fruit in there. That the 140 grams was just what I put because that's what it says the serving size is. No, that's what I put, which is about 3 times the amount of blackberries that, well, I have had 140, I shouldn't say that. I have had 140 grams while doing keto, if I had a fairly low carbs the rest of the day, which honestly I probably didn't have a whole lot of carbs for the day, even with that, especially if you count yogurt as a net carb, as some people do, because I do buy the active yogurt. I probably am still under, yeah, I may even actually be under 50, but I'm not tracking. It's really hard to not track. But anyway, this video, I need to close it out. I don't have very many minutes left on my SD card. I need to get it edited to upload tomorrow. But I want to check my blood glucose levels, so I'm going to do that, and I'll add a picture in here for that. Other than that, hope you enjoyed vlog day 3. Like I said, the next day is going to be just a point and shoot day. It's not going to be a full day of eating because I work both jobs tomorrow. Just to close the video out, here was my morning blood sugar and ketone levels this morning, which my ketone levels were pretty high. That's actually not that often that happens. And this is what my glucose was 2 hours after lunch.